Tim, their goals, especially in the first half, all from distance, guys with a lot of space. Defensively, kind of what went wrong?
I think, a couple of them came down the first and second balls that we weren't aggressive enough to step in and win. And then when you're not closing the ball down from a certain distance, they have good enough players to punish you. So I think we definitely felt the front end of that side.
And just looking at the way the last 3 games have gone now, lots of goals. What do you guys got to do to snap out of this?
As a group, we have to really reset. I think the good thing about this is now it's a 2-game series for us. Now we have to look at it as 2 games that we still have to win. We have to, obviously we'll be in tomorrow. We'll look at film and stuff. We'll look at a couple of different things, but I think we really need to have a hard look at how we want to play together as a team going into these next.
Definitely not something you want to focus on, but just kind of the irony of being the first regular season goal scorer in franchise history and first postseason goal scorer in franchise history. Did you ever have that on your career goals?
No, definitely not. Thankful to get the goal to get us back into the game for a little bit, but I think, obviously disappointed that it didn't spark a little bit more for us.
And so I asked Carnell the same question, Coach Carnell, excuse me. When you think about next week, is it tactical changes or is it really just execution that could get you over the line?
Yeah, in my eyes, I think it's execution. I think it's execution and just giving 10% more. You look at it now, next week is do or die. No questions about it. We have to win that next game and we have to bring the third game back to City Park. So for us, that extra effort, that extra bite, whatever you want to call it, I think we need to bring that.
So you're one of the most experienced players on this team. You've always been through a playoff run, but how are you guiding the newcomers who haven't been through this type of process before?
Yeah, it's tough because there's a lot of them. But you have to try to encourage everyone through the process. Even right now. Fortunately, I think the best part is that it's not aggregate. We don't have to worry about the aggregate side of things. So right now, like I said, it's kind of just focusing on this next game and trying to bring that third one back here.
Hey, Tim. Coach Carnell pointed out the possession. You guys had the ball more than you normally do. Can you describe how that affected the overall game?
Yeah, I'm sure Kansas City was okay with us having the ball to a certain degree. I think at moments we want to be on the ball and we want to be able to be good on the ball, but we also want to be able to threaten, and I don't think we were threatening them enough. And that's where you kind of see we're giving the ball away in bad areas, and that kind of punishes us. So when we have the ball, we have to still stick to kind of putting the game on our terms, and I think we have to do a better job of that too.
Obviously, it was a really tough result tonight, but how much hope does it give you guys to know that this is a team that you guys can be and have beat comfortably before?
Yeah, the locker room knows that we've beaten this team before, so there's definitely hope in that aspect for sure.
And is it, kind of talked about before, but is it harder that you guys have played them so many times before, right? And then you have to play them potentially a fifth and then a sixth time again?
Not necessarily. I think there's not much for us to do scouting wise. I think we know who we're going to play against. We know what we're going to get. And like I said, it just comes down to execution and that little bit of effort. Especially in the playoffs, you have to be willing to give a little bit more. And I think that I felt that they gave a little bit more than we did tonight.
Tim, it seemed like on the first couple of goals, since you're talking about execution, that you gave them maybe a little bit too much space to work the ball in, getting good positions. Did you see it the same way, or was it something different that allowed them to get those chances and score those goals?
Yeah, kind of like I said, I think just not winning the first and second balls, and then that kind of puts us in a little bit of a weird spot positionally when they're able to switch the field, and then we're recovering backwards and trying to reset our press in a different way. So I think winning those first and second balls, being aggressive to start off with, definitely will put us in a better position.
After you scored the goal to tie and the stadium's buzzing, and is that one of those key moments where you guys have tied the game, you're right back in it, and they come down and score? There's like a turning point in the game right there?
Yeah, I guess so. I think obviously we always believe that we can, we're a good team from behind. So I feel like we can find ways to get back into games. But when we get the momentum that we got and then we give it away, it's a little bit deflating. But we have to be able to fight through those moments, especially within playoffs.
And just so we can appreciate it, what was it like out there between the rain and the cold and the fans? What was it? How did it feel out there?
Yeah, it felt like a playoff game. It really did. I think the fans were incredible tonight. The weather played exactly how I thought it would. It made the field really nice. The ball was moving good, and it felt like November soccer, which is you like to be playing in November for sure.
This team getting through this and coming back out, this morale wise or whatever, this is something that can be dealt with?
Yeah, of course. You know, I don't question the morale of the group or the attitude or the fight of the group at all. You know, I think it's just realizing moments in games when we can really put our foot on the gas or when we have to kind of regroup and do things as a unit. And I think that those are the kind of things that, especially in the playoffs, make or break you.